think this new anime Digimon BeatBreak is doing something very special. 6 episodes in, it's a bit early to make any sweeping proclamations, but this first batch of episodes has me thinking this could be an all-time great Digimon story. BeatBreak is a smart, compassionate, emotionally mature, wonderfully animated, funny, and dramatic series. Of course, it's gorgeous to look at, sounds great, but its storytelling and themes feel experimental, gently pushing Digimon concepts in new directions and new territory. Put another way, it's the most contemplative Digimon anime has been since maybe Tamers, asking hard questions about partnership, artificial intelligence, what it means to be alive. This is a show that has something to say. I reviewed episode 1 about a month ago, and this video will cover episodes 2 through 6. At 6 episodes, we're also double the 3-episode rule, a little practice many anime fans use when deciding which anime to commit to and what to drop. Welcome back to the DigiKnow, where we review and discuss 2000s era anime as well as their modern sequels and remakes. Subscribe if you like the sound of that and help me reach my 100,000 subscriber dream. Alright, let's unpack these incredible episodes. Episode 2, Glowing Dawn, takes place seconds after Episode 1. That's right, a cliffhanger, a two-parter. Gekomon is awakened by Tomoro's anger and overwhelms the enemy. Just then, a mysterious Digimon steals the Sapotama of his comatose brother, Asuka. The ominous and powerful Gokumon is our mysterious mon in question. Kyo and Murasamemon intervene, but fail to stop Gokumon from exiting with Asuka's E-Pulse. This encounter really sets the stage for what could be an entire arc. Asuka is not dead, but instead suffers from a comatose-like condition called cold heart. Recovering his stolen E-Pulse should cure him, as it does for Hitomi in episode 3. Now there is a reason for Tomoro to join Glowing Dawn. This team calls themselves Cleaners, essentially bounty hunters, chasing anomalous Digimon and the humans who tell them what to do. Pursuing jobs with Glowing Dawn becomes Tomoro's best bet at learning more about the Gokumon, or better yet, encountering the powerful Digimon that holds the key to waking up his brother. My highlights from this episode come from some of the world building on display. Kyo explains how Digimon are born from errors in Sapotama. Quote, "It's an inconvenient truth that the World Union prefers hidden." The World Union, this is One Piece world government levels of creepy. At this stage, we don't know much about this World Union other than that they are hiding the true nature of Digimon from the citizens of Earth. Elsewhere in the episode, the Kinoko Gang explains what typically happens when a Digimon is born from a Sapotama. Apparently, the Ministry of Civil Protection will immediately contact you, confiscate your Sapotama as well as the digital monster, and you'll be given a replacement egg as if nothing ever happened. We're shown a cutesy diagram of a Digimon tied up in ropes being dragged away by suits. To me, the suggestion, the implication perhaps, is that the Ministry of Civil Protection might just have in their custody an absolute stockpile of confiscated Digimon. Are they destroying these innocent monsters, or are they using them for themselves? There's a line at the end where Glowing Dawn is sharing their first meal with Tomoro. Initially, the new member doesn't want to eat, but Kyo says, quote, "To eat means to live. If you want to rescue Asuka, for now, eat." I love this line, the reminder that you have to care for yourself before you can attempt to care for others. And I love how much this show seems to value the timeless, multicultural ritual that is eating, sharing a meal. It's something that transcends borders and time after all. To eat means to live. Is this Digimon BeatBreak or Digimon Eat Break? Meat Break, maybe. Episode 3, Facing Mirrors. Upon learning that the bounty intel is wrong, Tomoro and Gekomon follow the scent of his own E-Pulse. There they find the Mirror World, a virtual space inside the net. So this episode contains one of my favorite scenes, a flashback to a younger Tomoro in a piano lesson, disregarding the digital tutorial, experimenting and improvising to the melody in his head. You'd think there's nothing wrong with this, but he is instantly punished, first by the raging Sapotama, and then by the adults who defer to the all-knowing Sapotama. True believers of the Sapotama lifestyle scold Tomoro for improvising, and other kids who comply with it start calling him a bug, a glitch. A world where musical improv is frowned upon is not a world I'd want to live in. The Sapotama's lesson mode was not really teaching kids how to play piano, it was teaching them how to obey instructions. In 2 and 3, we learn more about the bounties placed on Digimon. Much like One Piece, this serves as an exceptional power level system. Gekomon, a sweet baby Digimon, has a humble bounty of 500 at the start of the show. I can totally see that going up as Gekomon grows. Of course, it will represent the monster's notoriety, but it'll cleverly double as an indicator of Gekomon's growing power and threat to the World Union. And I expect to see new enemies introduced with astronomically high bounties, an indicator of their intimidating power levels. And I mean, we don't even have to speculate. The Haimon scar with Asuka's E-Pulse apparently has a bounty of 300,000. Not because the Haimon is so powerful, but because Asuka's E-Pulse is that valuable for some reason that we don't yet know. The biggest reveal of the episode is when our bounty hunter broker, Maki, lets us know that the Ministry of Civil Protection refuses to acknowledge the Gokumon appearance, or that the strange Mon attacked the Haimon Scar and took Asuka's E-Pulse. This is a full-on conspiracy, with the mysterious ministry spinning a narrative that is incompatible with what Tomura and Glowing Dawn saw with their own eyes. Why are they pretending Gokumon is not a thing? Why are they letting cleaners think Haimon is still out there with a 300k bounty? In the episode's action climax, Tomura wants Gekomon to destroy an enemy Digimon, specifically the Haimon that attacked Hitomi. This desire is fueled by revenge and a misunderstanding of what Glowing Dawn is about. Tomura thinks their job is to stop evil Digimon by any means necessary, but Kyo stops him and says that Glowing Dawn doesn't delete Digimon. That's our one and only rule. Scientists call Digimon glitches or errors. Does it deserve to be erased because it's a glitch, Tomura? The newest member thinks back to his childhood, to his piano lesson where he was regarded as a glitch, as a bug in the system. It's another brilliant bit of writing from BeatBreak, and it's only episode 3. In episode 4, Family, Reina is in high spirits after being handed leadership for the next job by Kyo. Rookie member Tomura can't understand Reina's obsession with the Glowing Dawn being a family. He says, quote, "I can't stand her pushing the whole family thing. Our beats just don't match." There's an obvious found family situation occurring with Glowing Dawn, and while Reina and Kyo seem to fully buy into it, Tomura is the type to question those who call people who aren't their blood family. The episode has Tomura take baby steps towards understanding Reina's worldview with the help of Makoto as a bit of an intermediary. I was blown away by the action sequence in the final few minutes. This show continues to impress not just in the writing department, but in the animation and combat design. After the dust settles, we learn that the human villain of the week received a mysterious letter shortly after his Digimon's awakening, instructing him to commit the crime and then to burn the letter. Who sent it? This show is interested in setting up little mysteries, but unlike the previous season Ghost Game, it seems like it has genuine plans to answer those questions. For instance, we only had to wait 1 week to learn more about the letter sender in episode 5, Half and Half. Tomura wanders into an old shopping district where he witnesses Pandamon protecting the town from thugs. This is without a doubt my favorite episode of the batch. It does a lot of thinking out loud as it relates to human Digimon partnerships, the concept of a town or village guardian, the relationship between human and monster, parent and child. In the cold open, we hear the letter senders say that the Macmon kid from episode 4 getting caught was a bit of a snag before readying his new Kenkimon for something nefarious. We see Tomura leave the Glowing Dawn base for a wandering day trip. He's hiding Gekomon in his bag, and I have to say, this whole hide my Digimon thing is not new. BeatBreak's not inventing it, but they found a great spin on it. Oftentimes it's simply, oh, I better hide them because humans don't know about digital monsters, as in with Adventure. But in BeatBreak, there's more to it than that. Tomura needs to hide Gekomon because there is a literal bounty on this Digimon's head. Fun twist on the gotta keep my monster friend a secret thing. In a small district that hosts Tanaka's sweet shop, Tomura finds locals being assaulted by masked gangsters. Before Tomura and Gekomon can stand up to them, a Pandamon does the job for them. And here's the interesting part. Pandamon is kind of this whole neighborhood's partner. Technically, he does have a single human partner, which we'll get to later. Ultimately though, the Digimon's job is to protect this group of people, and they all love Pandamon, they're all rooting for him. A Digimon partnered not with a single human, not with 2 siblings, but with a town. It reminds me of neighborhoods in Japan having their mascot / guardian spirit. Food has never looked this good in Digimon, by the way. Gekomon takes action only after a criminal causes a minced meat cutlet to touch the floor. Just amazing. I am entirely won over by Gekomon here in episode 5. Old man Sasatake is the leader of the Panda Gumi and sort of the elder for this group. He tells Tomura that everyone here hates the stupid eggs, the Sapotama, and that nobody in town owns one. So now we learn that not everyone on planet Earth is required to use a Sapotama. Cool, good to know. The masked men, they are trying to evict these people as, quote, they want to redevelop the area into a giant resort with a casino. This might be the best episode 5 in Digimon history. A land redevelopment arc in Digimon was not on my bingo card. Again, this show is far more real, far more interesting than it has any right being. And it doesn't stop there. We get a wonderful conversation about the nature of ownership versus partnership. Tomura asks Sasatake, are you Pandamon's owner? And the old man truly doesn't get what Tomura is on about. These people don't believe in owning Digimon. Digimon. At most, Sasatake and Pandamon's relationship is like that of a parent and a child, says Sasatake. When the man found Pandamon, the poor Mon was essentially starving, going hungry without the E-Pulse needed to survive. The old man allowed Pandamon to feed off him and his E-Pulse to live in this very vampire-like dynamic. It's insane. Understanding that what he's taking from Sasatake is essentially the old man's life essence, Pandamon swears not to feed on any other soul that isn't Sasatake's. It's equal parts creepy and beautiful. Sadly, due to Sasatake's old age, Pandamon isn't able to extract as much strength as they used to. It's such an interesting way to present aging Digimon. If they are feeding off an elderly man who is slowly running out of energy to give, they are essentially elderly Digimon themselves. As if this episode didn't already pose interesting questions about Digimon and partnerships, then Pandamon and Gekomon decide that they are siblings. This also feels new for Digimon storytelling. Perhaps it's happened elsewhere and I'm drawing a blank, but two allied Digimon who aren't copies of the same Mon declaring themselves siblings is rather interesting. In the same way a human and Digimon can form a partnership, so too can a Digimon and a Digimon. And then Astamon shows up, a menacing Digimon with a sniper rifle, in a sequence that is feeling very Ghost Game episode 13. And it's another cliffhanger, a two-parter once again. An intense ending, and I'm so relieved that BeatBreak feels like it's allowed to tell stories that require more than 22 minutes to tell. Episode 6, The Bond of Parent and Child. This episode is crammed with action animation. An intense opening followed by a short break before a rematch breaks out at the 12-minute mark. Astamon retreats when Glowing Dawn backup arrives. Sasatake confronts the gangsters, offers to trade his life in exchange for them backing off from the village, but they're not interested in him, they want the land. Having this family element in 5 and 6 retroactively makes episode 4 that much better. It was a fine episode, but probably my least favorite. Now we have Gekomon and Pandamon as family, Pandamon and Sasatake, Makoto and Reina going ride or die for Tomoro in a rematch against Astamon. There's this incredible line from Pandamon before the final battle, quote, "Though we were born separate, we die together." This is not just a great Digimon show, but a great Toei action series. I feel like there are bits and pieces of One Piece with the credit bounties and the World Union. I'm getting my Dragon Ball action fix. I know Ghost Game and Adventure 2020 also borrowed animators and directors from Dragon Ball and One Piece, but it feels like BeatBreak's action is on another level from those past Digimon series. In the span of 6 episodes, we got what felt like 2 mini-arcs, presumably inside one larger Phase 1 arc. The first 3 were this Haimon saga ending with Hitomi's recovery and Tomoro's understanding of Glowing Dawn's do's and don'ts. Then 4 to 6 was this found family story, first with Reina and Tomoro, then Pandamon and Sasatake, then Pandamon and Gekomon, back to Tomoro, Reina, and Makoto. I cannot think of a 6-episode run of Digimon that I have liked this much in years, decades maybe. Perhaps the final stretch of Appmon episodes I possibly enjoyed more, but those were the payoff, benefiting from 40 plus episodes of setup. These were 6 thought-provoking, action-packed, and heartfelt episodes that have me believing BeatBreak is about to be an all-time great season. And after all this, we must discuss the gecko in the room. We do not yet have a champion form for Tomoro's rookie Digimon. This is highly unusual and highly fascinating. The only other lead Digimon who took more than 2 episodes to reveal their champion form was Guillaumon in Tamers. If BeatBreak is taking notes from Tamers, that's something we should be very excited by. I'm impressed by the restraint Toei's BeatBreak marketing is possessing. They could have easily put Geckomon's champion in the opening, on a t-shirt, reveal the trading card early, but as of November 2025, we have no clue where Geckomon is going evolution-wise. At the same time, viewers are still getting the sheer hype and animation spectacle of Digivolution through the enemies and the allies surrounding Tomoro and Geckomon. Of course, what did you think about these episodes? Let me know your favorite, your confidence level for this new season. Subscribe to the channel and comment to let me know that you're interested in more BeatBreak reviews and analysis. As a reminder, I also wrote my own monster taming adventure story. It's a novel called Dot Monster Revolution. If you enjoy my takes on this strange little genre, you might enjoy my attempt at an online monster tamer adventure story. Links in the description on where you can find it physically and digitally. Thanks for watching, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.